Optus Stadium acknowledge me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kick It to Scoops. I'm your host, Cooper, the sole admin of AFL information, trade rumors, and results. And what a show we've got lined up for you guys and girls today here on Kick It to Scoops, which includes the world famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. And what am I going to be banging on about? I'm going to be banging on about a fair few things, if I'm being brutally honest. And the umpiring features again. Adelaide Crows have been robbed of another game. They were close to finals last year. Now they've been robbed of an opportunity to win against the Bombers with a non-Sam Draper holding the ball decision not given. I'm going to talk about the ridiculous umpiring throughout the round, in particular in the Saints-Bulldogs clash, where Bulldogs were heavily favoured, and sort of stress enough, it did not impact our result. It's still embarrassing. And the ridiculous suspensions handed to Toby Green and Tom Barras. Jesse Hogan one we'll talk about as well, but not as ridiculous as these first two, which we'll get to on Scoops Goes Bang. We're going to go through my team of the week, my Supercoach Talk. I'm going to review the rounds that's gone and upcoming. We don't want to talk about my Supercoach team this year, but we're going to. But yeah, look, we're going to start off with this. You want me on Cameo, head to cameo.com/Cooper G. Want me to roast a friend, wish someone happy birthday, anything at all, cameo.com/Cooper G. Leave a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. We're aiming for 20 likes for this video. For once, I would love to get to 20 likes for this video, so smash the like button. You're in the chat, put your ones in the sky like to acknowledge me as a tribal chief and Roman Reigns, the ones, and smash the like button once. That's all it takes, one time, one click, and it's free. All right. Congratulations to the Eagles for smashing their arch enemies in the Dockers in the Derby. The Saints could welcome back a host of players this week, including, well, they will bring back Max King, and then potentially the likes of Hunter Clark, Mason Wood, Ben Patton, Dougal Howard, Jack Hayes, who have been playing VFL on the weekend. Liam Henry and Brad Crouch shouldn't be too much longer after that. Unfortunately, then Butler did his hamstring on the weekend and will miss 4 to 6 weeks. And yeah, let's start off with the world famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. Boom. Oh, you know what? I'm going to add something else to this, a late inclusion to Scoops Goes Bang, and I'm going to mention it now before I forget. And it's the Harley Reid chat from media and fans. Calm down. Okay? Calm down. 3 goals, 19 disposals. Good game. Not questioning that at all. But to say he deserved 3 votes when Jake Waterman kicked 5 and had 20 disposals, and Elliot Yeo had a goal and 25 and a lot of clearances and contested possessions. Like, seriously. And some people are carrying on like this is the greatest game of all time. And it's 3 freaking goals and 19 disposals. This doesn't even deserve 3 votes. 2 votes, even. Like, for God's sakes. Calm the farm with your expectations and comparisons and saying he's the best player of all time for West Coast. He's in the top 5 players this year and all this bullshit. Like, this is not a dig on Harley, but it's to the people that suck him off. He wasn't getting a kick before the last 2 games. Where were you then? To be the top 5 player in the competition, you can't be inconsistent. Plain and simple. Good game, but top 5 this year. It could be the best of all time. Give me a break. Besides the last 2 games, it hasn't done much else. So just calm the farm. All right. Now, what I was going to originally talk about. Now, people say, oh, Scoops, you only whinge about the umpiring in St Kilda games. Blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. I complain about umpiring in most games. And then you got people that say, oh, you only complain about the umpiring just for the sake of complaining. No. I complain. If it's shit, I'll call it out. If I think it's shit, I'll say it's shit. I ain't some soft cock that will sugarcoat it and say, oh, it's all right. You'll get them next time. Like, you know, you lose by 50 points. Oh, it's okay. You'll get them next time. No. If the umpiring is shit, I will call it shit. Now, in relation to the Adelaide game, the Adelaide Crows against the Bombers, Adelaide were robbed of an opportunity to win the game. You know, I have these dumb Essendon fans thinking, oh, you're just an Essendon hater. Nah. I don't like games where their teams get screwed by shit umpiring, which happens in every freaking game. We'll have to fast track 2 weeks ago and gather round where Freo got robbed against Carlton with the Aish, the Clark, the hair, the touch, the dissent that they didn't hear, that they gave, and then they didn't know it was, and they knew it was, and they didn't know. They have no idea. They don't know what was said. Crap. You know, and only a few weeks ago we had the Jack Ginnifan bullying, which is still continuing, by the way. Yesterday, he got his head taken off twice, didn't duck, and didn't get a free. And the commentary called it out then. I'm glad they did. And I'm glad the commentary's now growing a bit more balls and calling this shit out. That is still continuing. We had Freo get robbed. We've had St Kilda get robbed against Geelong in round 1. We've had X amount of games in key moments where teams or players have been robbed. And Adelaide were robbed. Sam Draper, who was clearly holding the ball. Tex Walker, in particular, was pissed off at Max Michelini, and damn well they should have been pissed, because this may cost them a good chance of playing finals. You don't know what I'm talking about? If you've been living under a rock, here it is, the clip where Adelaide got robbed.
Seconds to go. They're 30 metres out. Bombers have got to go. Tex is there. Gave the little handball to keep it rolling. No winner. They jump on it. Walker. Adelaide appealing for the free. Siren sounds. Bombers have won by 3.
I think it was pushed back under his body, wasn't it? That's going to be spoken about. He goes to ground the big man on it. The ball was under him, and then that is holding the ball.
That's right, Hodgie. It is holding the ball. Why did they not pay it? Number one, the umpires got no balls, and the AFL are rigged. Match fixing at its finest. Robbed. The Crows were robbed of a final series last year, and now they've been robbed of another thing. Again. Robbed. Where do I begin here? Now, I have people arguing that Tex dragged that in to Draper. Are you blind? The ball was dragged from the footage we just saw. It was from, like, the top right-hand corner the ball was dragged from to Draper, who was in the middle of the screen. Tex was on the left-hand side of the screen. If you want to be nitpicking this, one's on one side of the video and one's on the other. The ball came from the side that Tex was on that then led to Draper. So how can you say that Tex dragged it in when he was on the other side of the camera shot and he then tackled Draper? That is holding the ball. Now, Tex Walker is the best kick in the competition by far, along with Foley, Bailey, Fritsch, and Nick Larkey. But Tex is the best kick distance-wise and accuracy-wise in the competition today. How that wasn't paid holding the ball, I will... I do know, because the AFL play favourites, and they say they don't. Laura Kane, again, is having a shocking year in charge of her job, saying that they don't favour clubs and they don't have different set of rules for one player to the next in clubs. Bullshit. You've shown it with the Ginnivan bullying. You've shown it with Freo getting robbed. You've now done it again with Adelaide being robbed. You've done it with St Kilda being robbed against Geelong and everything in between. Terrible. Now, the AFL admitted they were wrong here. They had to. Everyone was crucifying them. They couldn't say they weren't wrong. Otherwise, they embarrass themselves even more. And, you know, people are saying this just because I don't like Essendon. That's not why, champs, buddies. You're delusional if you think that it's not holding the ball. Fuck, even Draper knew it was holding the ball. And this is another thing I'm going to play here. Sam Draper, yeah, he admits that it's wrong, that he was holding the ball, but this is just disrespectful.
There he is. Oh, he's stirring up the crowd.
No.
He knew what. He knew what happened.
Yeah, Jim or James, he knew what happened, all right. That is blatant disrespect. Sam, I'd be worrying about getting a kick, mate, before you even try and gloat like that. You've done nothing all year since you come back in the team. Todd Goldstein, the 36-year-old veteran, is doing way better than you. So, quite frankly, you should be playing in the twos. Not for that, but you should be playing in the twos. So I'd be piping down, mate. You did nothing in this game. The only thing you've been known for in this game was that incident. Come on, lift your game, Drapes. I think that was not funny. I think that was embarrassing, really. And embarrassing that in that moment, he knew he dived on it and texted and dragged it in, and the umpires still didn't pay it. This is where a captain's challenge should be a thing. Okay? It should be a thing. This is regarding to the non-holding the ball decision. You should be allowed from the player on the field, not in the coach's box because they got all the different angles and everything, but the captain on the field or the leader on the field, so if the captain's on the bench, the vice captain or whoever that second person is, or any player on the field for that matter, maybe not any player, but, you know, someone in that area, the most experienced in that area or whatever, should be able to challenge that. Should they be doing what soccer do in the Premier League where they have a VAR now? In saying that, they don't know how to use that properly either. But, you know, they're allowed to stop play and have a look. The score review is shit. And that is the next thing I'm going to get on about. Use it properly. And actually analyze it properly. People whinge about it taking forever. We need it to be done precisely, correctly, and fairly. That was ridiculous. Adelaide were robbed. Plain and simple, robbed. Oh my God. Now, where do I go here with the ridiculous goal umpiring reviews every freaking time? They want to review everything now? Like Fairicum. You get to a point where there's no goal umpires. And you know what? I don't fully blame the goal umpires here. And I've said this in the past. The central umpire's job is to do the job they can't do, and that's officiate holding the balls and everything like that. Leave the goal umpiring decisions to the goal umpires and the review system, and leave the freaking boundary riding stuff to the boundary umpires. They've got to roll for a reason. How about you worry about fucking nailing the one you do first before you worry about interfering in someone else's? Not only is your role as a central umpire being crap, you're now making the goal umpires look crap, and they had a far easier job than anyone else. But you're making it difficult for them by, you know, running into them going, oh, we don't know if that was touched. Or, oh, did that scrape the post? The goal umpire thinks it was touched. Or if they're not sure, they can review it. Don't go influencing their decision, because the way your decisions are going, yours are shit, and now you're making theirs look shit, so you're all equally shit. Like you review everything. Is this because you screwed Adelaide last year with the Ben Keys goalie that you never reviewed, but yet you reviewed same incidents in that game? You know, off the top of my head, this year and last, you've robbed Fremantle against Carlton, you robbed Adelaide against Essendon, you robbed St Kilda against Geelong, you robbed Gold Coast against Melbourne last year, and there's some other games as well. But they're just off the top of my head, just like that. Like fair dinkum, and the umpiring too. So before we get to that, let the goal umpires do their job and get a VAR system in and use it properly, or use what you got and have better technology for it, better camera angles or snickos and all this stuff. Fix it. You're doing a bad job at the AFL at the moment. The umpires are a joke. Have been a joke and always will be a joke if this trend continues. Now, the umpiring in the Saints Bulldogs game was atrocious. Now, not for 1 second am I saying that it cost and killed the game. So I see so many morons online in my match report post saying that the umpires were ridiculous. And I said Saints were embarrassing, and that's what we were. And I'll get to that side of things in the review. But the umpiring was embarrassing. 21-8 freeze, I think it was. Now, it's got nothing to do with it being that one-sided, because it's never about the amount of frees. It's what you get and what you don't get. Nowhere in the rule book does it say it has to be even. I know that, and I've been saying that for a long time. But it's not because it's substantially different. It's because they were substantially biased in this game. You know, dropping the ball. Dan Butler, for example, the one example I'll give you today or tonight is that Dan Butler ran a Bulldogs player from like 20 metres behind. They dropped the ball. Does his freaking hamstring, and now, as I said off the top, he's out for 4 to 6 weeks, and he didn't even get paid holding the ball for it. That's one of fucking probably 10 examples I could have given you. We know that Geelong are the most protected club in the competition in regards to getting frees at the right time of the opposition, not getting frees against them when they should be at opportune times. And the Bulldogs are the most protected free kick count club of all time in terms of quantity. They always get it. Geelong is the most protected club in the competition. The Bulldogs are the most protected free kick count number team in the competition. Go watch their games, both those clubs, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't realize that after watching those two teams play against other teams, you are absolutely wrong and delusional. Literally, game AFL, pathetic. Umpires should be sacked. You know, one thing I want to add, one more thing on this. You know how players get sacked or dropped and delisted and whatever, retire and everything? Forced to retire? You know, let's face it, some players get forced to retire even when they don't want to. From that club they're at least. Yeah. Just bad. Just bad. If players can get dropped for bad performances, umpires should get banned. I mean, they can. Umpires should be dropped, just like players get dropped after bad performances. Now, some people will say, oh, what a new umpire. Shut the hell up. Seriously, grow up. I mean, I could do it easily, well better than anyone that's in the job right now. But if we had a shit game of footy or cricket, in my case now, because I only play cricket, we'd get dropped. So why can't the umpires get dropped? Well, the umpires involved in these bad games haven't been dropped for the next week. Number 37, the Saints game. He was still umpiring, and he's still coincidentally umpiring in another Geelong game this week, and he's done one in between all this. Typical AFL. Alex Wheaton, the guy who cost Fremantle, he umpired the next week. You know, and I'm sure that Adelaide Crows game, whoever that umpire was, he'll probably be umpiring next week in whatever game too. It's just, or this week, it's embarrassing. Drop them for shit performances. Don't tell me they haven't got anyone. Just put anyone else in, quite frankly, at this point, because no one in charge at the moment is doing a good job at all. Not one. Not one. All right. Hope you guys and girls enjoyed that long edition of the world famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. All right. Oh, whoa, 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 woo, 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 woo. You know it, bro. A radio. Look, acknowledge me. We got one more thing to talk about, and it's the ridiculous suspensions to Toby Green and Tom Barrass. Now, Jesse Hogan, his suspension was fair enough. I mean, he's pretty stupid to try and punch someone like that. He deserved it. All three, by the way, Barrass, Toby Green, and Hogan, all their incidents have been appealed at the tribunal tomorrow night. Now, Tom Barrass was classed as a dangerous tackle on Michael Walters. Maybe a fine, but that's not a week. Come on. And he wasn't concussed either. We know the AFL have the different set of rules for one, and the Toby tax, Kane Corns named this the Toby tax last year, I think it was. and where that means essentially that Toby Green gets treated differently, just like Jack Ginnivan gets treated differently, just like the Bulldogs get favoured differently, just like Geelong get favoured differently in everything, all departments, umpiring, fixturing, everything, you name it, TV, coverage, everything. Toby Green. Now, someone online tried telling me that, you said Peter Wright deserved weeks, yada, yada, yada. No, it didn't. Go check the freaking headline of this recent, that week's episode of Kick It to Scoops, and I said that Peter Wright deserved 0 weeks. And I still stick by that, he deserves 0 weeks. Maybe 1 because Peter Wright concussed Harry Cunningham. Jordan Boyd, I think the play was with Toby Green here, didn't get concussed. And what was Toby Green meant to do in that incident? Be a pussy and get laughed at by the competition commentary and club for pussying out of the contest? He turned around and protected himself as best he could and the player as best he can. That deserves 0 weeks. If you tell me that deserves a week or more, you're delusional. Now, people will probably say, oh, it's the times, that's the way it's heading, yada, yada, yada. But doesn't mean it's right. This deserves 0 weeks. Now, see, here's the thing. If this was Marcus Bontempelli, or if this was Patrick Dangerfield, for example, they get 0 weeks. 0. Don't tell me they would, because they would get 0. They would get 0. But they don't deserve it. Toby Green deserves 0. But the way the AFL are ruling with this, if Bontempelli or Hawkins not even Hawkins, if Dangerfield done it, they'd get 0. Toby Green does deserve 0 because he did nothing wrong. AFL, lift your game. It's atrocious. Pathetic. God. Hope you guys and girls enjoyed that long, extensive edition of the world-famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. Alrighty. Now, let's go through some milestone games for round 7, or potential milestones. Congratulations to Lincoln McCarthy, who will play game 150 in the AFL for Brisbane. And congratulations to Saint Riley Bonner, who will play game 100 this week, coincidentally against a side that let him go and disrespected him in the Port Adelaide Football Club. Well done, Riley. Well deserved, mate. Shut the Port fans up, mate, with how you go on the weekend, hopefully. Also, congratulations to Zach Butters from the Port Adelaide Football Club, who will play game 100, superstar of the competition. Congratulations to an underrated ruckman in Sean Darcy, who will also play game 100. Braden Fiorini for the Suns. I don't mind Braden Fiorini, who plays game 100 as well. And Scott Penderbury is 4 disposals away from breaking the record. So, obviously, Pendles is a great player in the comp. So, we'll wait and see how that goes there. And also, finally, congratulations to James Rowbottom, who will play game 100 in the AFL for the Swannies. Well done to him. All right. Now, let's go through. Let's go through my round 6 AFL team of the week. Alrighty, let's see how we go here. From the back line, the pockets, Nick Newman and Sam Flanders, and fullback Jeremy McGovern. Halfback line, the flankers, Bailey Dale and Nick Dacos, and centre half back Mitch Hinge. Wingers Brad Hill and Josh Kelly. Centerman Jordan Dawson. Half forward line, the flankers Will Hoskin Elliott and Paul Curtis. Centre half forward Jake Waterman. Forward pockets Pat Lipinski and Dylan Moore. And it's full forward, Aaron Norton. Ruckman in game 200, Brody Grundy. Centerman, or Rovers, Patrick Cripps and Sam Walsh. Interchange, Dane Zorko. Elliot Yo! Connor Nash. Jake Saligo. As I said, Dean Zorko. And J. Gresham. The emergencies, Jared Witts, Harry Mackay, Zach Merritt, and Harley Reid. Now, reasons for my team of the week here. Let's get it up on the screen, shall we? All right, so reasons. Nick Newman had a really good game. The 26 disposals, I thought he did really well for Carlton. Jeremy McGovern had a great win for the Eagles. He had a 20 disposal game. Sam Flanders had 34 despite the team getting beaten barely in the second half. Bailey Dale was one of the best players on the ground in the Saints Bulldogs game with a goal and 39 disposals, really damaging off half back. And kick on both feet too. Nick Dacos, 30 disposals. On first thought, I was telling people on my streams on that Saturday night that I didn't think that Nick Dacos had a good game at all. And he got a lot of cheap possessions at the end. When I looked at it, a lot of clearances. He had 15 contested possessions as well, clearances. So, I mean, and at the end of the day, there wasn't many options, to be honest. Look, like even on my emergency list, there's no halfbacks, so there was no standouts really for the round. So I think that's probably why he got in, but nonetheless, had a reasonable game though. On the wing, Bradley Hill, St Kilda's best player, 31 disposals are really good. Jordan Dawson had 2 and 30, deserved a spot. Again, not many major contributors. Josh Kelly kicked 3 and 23. Will Hoskin Elliott kicked 3 and had a really good game. Jake Waterman kicked 5 and 20 disposals was obvious. Paul Curtis, I thought had a really good game, kicked 3 and had about 15 disposals. Pat Lipinski kicked 4. Aaron Norton kicked 6. And Dylan Moore kicked 4 with 20 disposals. So pretty easy forward line for me to select. Ruckman was easy to a degree. Brody Grundy, I debated between him and Jared Witts. Both had fantastic games. So I really could have put both of them, but can you really put 2 Ruckman in that played on each other? It's just hard to tell. And I was really close to doing that. And I mean, you could amount an argument to have Jared Witts. But I've gone Brody Grundy in his game 200. It was the one on Broads. Paddy Cripps, 39 disposals was a lock. Sam Walsh, over 34 disposals again in his second game back for the season from injury. Did really well. Interchange, Dane Zorko kicked a couple out of 26. Had a really good, was probably Brisbane's best player. Elliot Yo kicked a goal in 25 and won the Ross Glendenning medal for best player in the Derby. Jade Gresham kicked a goal in 26. Was really good. Set the scene early in particular. Connor Nash at 32 disposals was a big contributor for the Hawks win over the Roos. Jake Saligo in the tight loss where they were robbed. I think he did really well, kicked a goal and had 26, 28 disposals. So Witts was the next ruckman. Harry Mackay was the next key forward. Well, I could have slotted him in if I wanted to take out, say, a Curtis, but I went with Paul Curtis. Zach Merritt was the next mid. You could probably argue Saligo for him, but that's who I went. And Harley Reid after Zach Merritt in the midfield brigade for the bench. So let me know your thoughts down below on my round 5 AFL team of the week. All right, Lau, let's go review round 6. Now, I was going to do the Supercoach, but really, I don't want to talk about it. But round 6, talk about not wanting to talk about it. Really got to talk about this. St Kilda 64. The Western Bulldogs 124. Western Bulldogs were 60 points. Embarrassing. Quite frankly, embarrassing. Now, we do have a lot of players out, and the umpiring was shit. But 60 points to the Bulldogs is bad, no matter where you put it. The Bulldogs are not good. They're not good. They're a team that will hang around the 8, but they're not good. They're not going to do any damage. If they somehow scrape in, they're not doing damage. In fact, I don't think they still make it. It's a one-off game, I feel. But it was a concern, though, in this game. Timmy Member kicked 3. I thought he was really good. Brad Hill was good. Winhager was good. But not many others can say they were good. And that's really disappointing. I talked about in my pre-game match day vlog at the pre-game that, the week before the Giants, what cost us was, little kicks, stuffing up kicks, turnovers, and them scoring from turnovers, and the Giants would punish you. Well, there was some of that, but you just couldn't get the ball. The first quarter was embarrassing. Sharman got the first goal. Oh, it was 1 goal apiece. Norton and Sharman got the first goal each for the game. And I thought, okay, we're looking okay here. And then it went complete 360. It was like 43-7 at one point, something like 49-13. It was just fucked from there. No effort at all. Now, Hunter Clark, Max King, Mason Wood, Dougal Howard, Ben Patton, Ari Showmaker will be guys either back from injury or in contention this week. Dan Butler, unfortunately, missed 4 to 6 weeks with a hamstring injury. So, yeah, what are Saints? Jack Hayes could come in. It's a key forward option. What do they do at the selection table? You got a fair few options. And no VFL game in the weekend, but Mason Wood did surprise me when he was listed a few weeks away still. And Paddy Dow was the other one, who played his first game of scratch form for the Saints, Paddy Dow. So what I would do, and Hunter Clark the same. So I'd be bringing in Paddy Dow, Hunter Clark, Max King, obviously, and Mason Wood, and Dougal Howard, and Tom Campbell. Who I'll be taking out, it'll be mostly Butler's injured, Caminiti, Stocker, and obviously Webster will be the week after. So, yeah, I think I've got that right in terms of the amount of numbers. If I fell one player short, Zach Jones will probably be the other one. Zane Cordy will probably go out for Howard. But Poile got some tools. Charlie Dixon will come back. So, Ross was asked, should he have played 3 tools? Were they going to play a pre-game? He was happy with what they got. I think that's what let us down. Cordy got destroyed by Norton, who kicked 6. So, who was their best player. One apparently did nothing, by the way, for people to carry on. 2 cheap dollars to make you have a good game. Because Membry did that too. So Membry had a great game too, didn't he? Going off that. Like, shut up. Membry was all right. I didn't mind his game, but like to say he was really good because he kicked 2 late goals in the game, just like Bonampelli did, doesn't. I mean, he was fantastic. He was fine, but the ball was hardly down there, so I don't really blame the forwards. But yeah, they're the moves I'd make. I'd have Stocker out, Jones, and put all those guys I just said in. Tom Campbell needs to play Rowan Marshall. Let Rowe play up forward if need be. Let Tom play up forward. He's not that bad at forward. Prefer him in the ruck, but when you ruck with Rowan Marshall, I understand. You need to try something different. Take Caminiti and Sharman out if you have to. Sharman cannot be playing on the wing. He needs to play up forward. He's a really good mark, overhead mark, strong mark, good kick. Should be playing in that spot. He kicked the goalie he contended to at the end on the siren at the game. It was a freaking great goal, which I got on the Matchday vlogs. Go and check that vlog out if you haven't already. Yeah. No panic stations yet. But need to bounce back against the power, which will be hard. But yeah. Bailey Dale and Adam Treloar were also very good for the Western Bulldogs. As I said, Bailey Dale was one of the best players on the ground. And Treloar was good as well. All right. So the next game, I don't want to talk about it anymore, to be honest. And I've just covered what I said. Adelaide 75, Essendon 78. As I said earlier, Adelaide were robbed. I'm not going through that again. Oh, one more time. Adelaide were robbed. Plain and simple. That's not an insult. That's just a fact of life. Yeah, it's true. They were freaking robbed right in front of me. That's the umpires this week. Losers. People say I get pissed off at umpire only for St Kilda games. You couldn't be more wrong. Idiots. Robbed. Though in this game, it's interesting on the grade. I don't know. For Adelaide, besides Dawson and Mitch Hinge. Oh, yeah, no, I was going to say Saligo was good. Dawson, Mitch Hinge. I like Mitch Hinge. You know what? If I was St Kilda, I'd be offering Mitch Hinge a 3-year deal, a good booming left foot kick, and you might get him for nothing. Jake Waterman, the Saints should target as well. He'll be cost nothing. He may want to leave. You offer him a 3-year deal, he might take it. Some more forward options wouldn't hurt. You know, whether he'd want to is another story. You might want to stay at West Coast where he's guaranteed a game. Yeah, but Rochelle had some moments late. I get that. But for the Bombers, Caldwell and Martin Merritt were good. Jade Gresham was probably their best player with Zach Merritt. But yeah, Essendon got the job done. There's somehow 4-2. They shouldn't have won this because Draper was shit. Goldstein was okay. Riley O'Brien was okay. But yeah, Essendon shouldn't be 4-2. They should be 2-4. They were lucky against us, and Adelaide got robbed against Essendon. So they should be 2-4 realistically, and you beat not much else outside of that. So calm the farm, and you got spanked by the Power. So a real team you got spanked by. But yeah, that's that. All right, next game to go through was Collingwood and Adelaide, 123-81. Port fans will be pissed, and I'm knowing some they are very pissed off with this. You have a 31-point lead early in the first quarter, and then you lose by what you do, and have like a 42 points you lose by. It's just you'd be pissed if you're a Port fan. You want Dixon back this week because Jordan Sweet was useless. Those 4 Sandful acts, Asafa Radagalia, Brandon Thatcher, Jordan Sweet, and Ivan Soldo are all not up to AFL level. So Thatcher got beaten by an American named Mason Cox, who is useless. So Sir Thatcher should be dropped. But hey, they're playing the Saints this week, so please play all those 4 Sandful acts Port fans. Ken and Josh Carr. Ken Hinkley and Josh Carr. Because apparently who's pulling the strings there? People say it's Ken Hinkley when they lose, and when they win it's Josh Carr. So make up your mind. Zach Butters was really good early, but then went missing for 3 quarters, so Port fans shouldn't be happy with his performance after quarter time. Willie Rioli was selfish. That's why I don't rate Willie Rioli as high as some do. I've said Jack Higgins is better than him. People scoffed at me. Well, don't say Jack Higgins doing that like Willie Rioli did on the weekend. That was embarrassing and selfish and deserves to be dropped. What Jed McEntee was the sub, who's been really decent for them this year and some parts of last year, if not all of last year, Jed McEntee. I don't mind him. I'm happy if he's not playing this week, but I'd rather him than Willie Rioli at the moment, that's for sure. Bizarre move, I feel. What do you think, Port fans? Was Jed McEntee a sub, a bizarre move and not on the field? I get Rioli's not going to be dropped, but he should be considered. Make a statement, Ken, or Josh, whoever's pulling the strings here. All right. Obviously for the Pies, so Will Oscar and Elliott was really good. Jordan DeGoey was good. That not much else. And Butters was Port's best player with Dan Houston. Houston, we have a problem with the Power. We don't know. We'll see if they bounce against my Saints this week. Hopefully not. Hopefully another bad game for them. All right, the next game we go through is Carlton and GWS. Carlton 117 defeated the Giants 98. Carlton by 19. Toby Green, Hogan had their moments. Not just the suspended moments. Walsh and Cripps were dominant. Newman, Akers, really good. Akers has been a great pickup for them, and they got it for nothing. Nick Austin and the crew should be happy with the job they've done. Wiedering went off for a little bit of concern. Tom DeConing had a good game. Matt Kennedy in game 100 did all right. Tom Green and Jack Buckley did all right for the Giants. Jack Buckley got his first career goal on the weekend after the siren. And one thing I could add to Scoops S Bank to a degree, and I'm going to mention it here because I forgot. The disrespect shown by Fox to Jack Buckley was in the utter disgrace. Kicked his first career goal. Instead of getting your hand off something to Carlton winning, maybe get your hand off that and open your voice and say, Jack Buckley's lining up for his first career goal. Congratulations, Jack. They get around him. You wouldn't know. The cameras didn't even show it. I'm thinking to myself, hang on. GWS got a free here, didn't they? Like 20 metres out directly in front. Surely they're not saying you can't kick from there. And it was paid before the siren. Like, I've seen their hands point out to a freeze. Like, what the hell? But you wouldn't know because Fox didn't show it. So, Fox footy coverage owes Jack Buckley an apology for not only not showing it, but not acknowledging it. I acknowledge it, Jack Buckley. Maybe they should acknowledge it as well. You wouldn't know. He kicked his first career goal. Well done, Jack. key defender. Game 48 or 49 it was for him. But key defenders don't get goals, so, it's understandable. So, more of the reason to have said congratulations to Jack Buckley. First goal, or not really, to be honest, but it proves the point even more. They're in the game. Carlton were a bit better at the end, but, Carlton had a strong last part of the game. But it is what it is. 3 goals, 5-3-1. So, yeah, really, it was just Matt Kennedy got a goal before the Jack Buckley goal on the siren. So, it is what it is, I guess. All right, Brisbane 37 defeated by Geelong 63, 26 points at Geelong. I mean, I think they adjusted to the conditions better, Geelong, but, Dangerfield did nothing. What a shock. Commentary was sucking him off. Like, again, see what I mean about sucking off? This is just ridiculous. Like, certain players get sucked off by the media. Now, I'm not saying it's the player's fault, but the media is just, like, ridiculous. You don't get biased opinions here. You don't get sucking off plays like they do here. If I think a play was good, I'll say they were good. If I think they were bad, I'll say they were bad. I'm not going to be like Channel 7 when they got their hand on something, carrying on sucking off to Bonampally getting a standard handball or someone having 10 disposals in a quarter or someone kicking a goal from near the boundary. I kick goals on the pockets. Where's your celebrations and carrying on to me? I kick better ones than some of them do. I kick more basic goals than they do. I kick the goals that they don't get. Go watch my goal kicking challenges and you know that. That's not an insult. That's just a fact of life. Yeah. Yeah. So, it's just, it is what it is. Right, next game. Geelong got the win. Yeah, good on them. Play Brisbane in the dry and you'll lose. Oh, the Eagles. They gave the Dockers the old heave-ho. They are the terrible Dockers. Free-o. We don't know where to go. We don't hear them hard because we're down below. Oh, free-o. We got the old heave-ho. We are the useless Dockers. In this game, they were. I like Freo. All jokes aside. The Eagles gave the Dockers the old heave-ho. It was a great win for the Dockers. 37-point victory. Look, Eagles fans can be up and about, and they deserve to be up and about. 37-point victory over the Dockers. They spanked them. They should have won by more. They're up by 60 points, 70 points potentially at some point throughout this game. Credit to them. And I know some Eagles fans and Dockers fans on my page, who don't like the other team and have arguments with each other. So, let's just say, I know some that aren't too pleased. And some Eagles fans who may be in the chat right now, who are up and about with that Eagles win, and some Dockers fans have all the excuses in the world, including Jai Miss being out at the start of the game through concussion, who won't play this week, which is sad to see. But using that as the reason why they lost is, it doesn't help. It's West Coast for starters. So no miss or with a miss. Your opinion there was a miss there for your fans. Tough luck. Suck it up, as some say. It is what it is. And you move on to next week, which got the Bulldogs. So bounce back and make a statement, Dockers fans, because I think you can. I'm not even going to mention one Fremantle player because, quite frankly, none of them deserve a mention because it was pretty bad. Jake Waterman, Liam Duggan, Elliot Yeo, Jeremy McGovern, Harley Reid, Tim Kelly, some of the better players for them. I thought Ruben Ginbey, I liked the game of Ruben Ginbey, some tough key moments in that game, some good run and drive off the wing and half back. I thought Ruben Ginbey had a really good game, all over the ground. If you look at his heat map, he was all over the ground, Ruben Ginbey, with 5 intercept disposals, a goal, assist, 3 score involvements, 5 clearances, 12 centre bounce attendances. So he was all over the ground, Ruben Ginbey. I thought he had a really good game. In fact, now I think about it, I probably could have put him on the emergency list for the team of the week. But anyway, here we are. All right, let's go to the next game. On 2 games left on Sunday. 110 Sydney, Gold Coast 57, Swans off 53. Swans still going to get Parker back and Mills at some point. Recently getting Taylor Adams back. Heaney was good. Errol Gordon stepped up in the last quarter. Grundy was probably best on ground. For the Gold Coast Suns, Noah Anderson was well held. apparently by James Jordan. Sam Flanders was good. I thought Jared Witts was good. Brayden Fiorini was good in game 99. We're kicking 1-1 and 27. You could argue again, he probably could have gotten the team of the week bench. Not really. Tom Berry, I thought had a really good game. I thought Jack Lukosius had a really good game. How do we, play him up forward, use him as the swing man? I don't know. He seems to be not too thrilled about it seems, according to reports. So, and nothing's been denied from Jack Lukosius. So, interesting to see if he leaves at the end of this year. That's that game. Joel Amani kicked 4, but 6 disposals, and that was it. Now, the final game, the Roos 68, defeated by the Hawks 113, Hawthorn by 45 points. The Roos kicked the first 2 goals of the game. I thought, oh, hello. Hawks are the one getting embarrassed. So you never jumped the gun early. The Hawks embarrassed the Roos, and the Roos went back to what the Roos do, and that's be shit and embarrass themselves. Again, like Fremantle, I couldn't really mention a solitary player, but I'll mention a couple. Tristan Sherry and Harry Sheasel and Paul Curtis were good. Those 3. The rest, why did they turn up? You don't deserve your paychecks. For the Hawks, Connor Nash was good. Dylan Moore was fantastic. Jai Newcomb was good. Connor Nash, as I said. Harry Morrison was good. Connor McDonald was good. Carl Amon, despite only having 2 goals and 14 disposals, I thought he was really good. Better than Harley Reid's 3 goals and 19 disposals. I'll say that right now. Can't believe he only 14. Harley, every time I was watching the whole game, and he just in the picture every time made it really efficient with his 14 disposals. Then 93%, 5 score involvements, and 3 tackles. So and 4 rebound 50s. So a really solid game from Carl Amon. I can't believe he only had that. He's averaging 21.2 disposals this year. Played 151 games. Obviously had his Milestone game 150 last week. So one on the Carl Amon. I don't know if I mentioned that. Oh, yes, I did. I did mention that one on Carl again anyway. On game 151. But yeah, the Hawks put them to the sword. Ginnivan had his moments as well. And so did Marbiol Chol. Jack Ginnivan and Marbiol Chol, 2 new recruits from Gold Coast for Marbiol Chol. And the Pies, obviously, for Jack Ginnivan. Yeah, they got the win. All right, let's now go preview round 7. Then we'll wrap things up with my Supercoach Talk and a few other topics. Before we get into preview round 7 and Supercoach Talk and final thoughts, if you know any AFL, AFLW players or any up-and-coming draftees or any state league players and they'd love to see them on my podcast and a goal kicking challenge or an interview, please send me a message on Instagram at AFL Info Live or on Facebook, AFL Information, Trade Rumours and Results. Is the Facebook page with over 55,000 followers. And I'll put the Supercoach group code there on the screen, 196027, if you would like to join in. Please smash the like button if you haven't already. Want to aim for 20 likes in this video. So if we're looking at the live count, the like chat right now, live chat and the like count, that like count better be going up. Please and thank you. All right, now let's go, as I said, preview round 7 games. Alrighty. Okay, finally, we got rid of this useless buys. Stuff the f***ing buys. Finally, the buys have pissed off until mid-season. Let's get the reference there. Finally, the buys have pissed off until mid-season. You know what that reference is. Not exactly what I said, but how I said what I said. Finally, the Rock has come back to insert state they're in. That's what it was. If you didn't know, now you know. All right. So Wednesday is Anzac Day. So we have Wednesday, Anzac Day Eve, my apologies. Wednesday night, 7:25 Victorian time. It's Richmond hosting Melbourne. I'm going to go Melbourne by 30 points. On Thursday, Anzac Day, 3:20 the MCG. It's Essendon hosting Collingwood on a Thursday afternoon. I'll be tipping Collingwood by 30 points. Thursday night, Anzac Day as well, 7:35 Victorian time up at Manuka Oval in Canberra. It's the Giants hosting Brisbane. I'm going to go the Giants by 15 points. Friday night at Adelaide Oval, it's Port Adelaide hosting my Saints, 7:40 Vic time. Unfortunately, I'll be tipping the Power by 10 points there. But if King and Wood and Clark and all that come in, you could say Even Paddy Dow and Dougal Howard. You could say it's maybe too many underdone guys. But we'll see. I'm going to tip the Power by 10 points, but hopefully my Saints can get the win here for Riley Bonner in game 100. One on Riley. And Zach Butters is playing game 100 too. On Saturday, 1:45 at Blundstone Arena, it's North Melbourne hosting the Crows. Surely the Crows won't get robbed a third time within 8 weeks or so. 8 games, I should say. Adelaide by 15, but this could be a danger game. Be quiet. For some reason, it's in Tassie. That's why it could be a danger game. If it was in Marvel, I would see the Crows still easily. They play well. They beat Carlton there the week before this week, where they didn't get robbed and they weren't handed the win against Carlton. Carlton fans have to be some of the most delusional fans at the moment. Carlton fans online, it's just cringe fest online. Seeing on other people's channels and Carlton fan-based channels that are absolutely cringe as cringe could get. People going on other people's channels that are Carlton fans or just supporters that cringe. Speaking of Carlton, Geelong and Carlton, 4:35 Saturday afternoon in the MCG, Geelong v Carlton. In saying all that, I'll be tipping Carlton by 10 points. But to say flag blues and all this shit, calm down. It's round 7 this week. Just been round 6, it's going to be round 7. Calm your farm, Blues fans. And it's Geelong. I know they haven't lost a game, Geelong, but they've been handed a couple through umpiring and bad kicking from goal squares for Adelaide and umpiring against my Saints in round 1. And outside of that, they haven't really faced much other competition except for Brisbane, and they played them in the wet. Saturday night, Fremantle v the Bulldogs, 7:30 Vic time at Optus Stadium. I'm going to the Dockers by 12 points that bounce back after that horrendous performance against their arch enemies in the Eagles. Sunday, by the way, Sunday is my birthday. On Sunday. We have Gold Coast hosting the Eagles Sunday, 1 o'clock my time. It is Gold Coast versus the Eagles. I'll be tipping the Suns by 30 points. And the final game on Sunday, it's Hawthorn hosting Sydney at the MCG, 4 o'clock my time. I'll be tipping the Swans there by also Richmond at the MCG. I'm going to go the Swans by 14 points. So 14 points, 16 points, maybe 15 points. Let's just go 14 points. All right, now let's go through my Supercoach talk. Do we have to talk about it? Do we really have to talk about my Supercoach this week? I really don't want to talk about my Supercoach this week. I laugh because this is the year where premiums are shit. And this is the year that rookies score bad ones. Yeah, let's go through the scores, I guess. 1,644 scored, top 47% now overall. This is about to be would be the worst start I've ever had, but I haven't had luck through premium shit in the bed. I mean, I had Tuke Miller, who got the highest in my midfield, who got 86. And I had Tom Green, who got in the 70s. I had Rosie, who was my captain, who got 63, 65. I can't even remember who the other player was. They were that bad as well. So I don't know. I've literally forgot who it was. I have to get it up to know. Laird, who got 74. So, there you go. Now, I've made 3 trades. Again, this is like panic stations to a degree, but I needed to do this. I'm stuck with all these average rookie forwards. But really, I'm just upgrading what I've got, to be honest. So I made 3 trades. So at this moment in time, there's 2 trade scenarios that I'm looking at. So I've done the 3 trades here, but I'm also looking at some other 3-person trades. So 2 of the 3 trades might stay the same. The third one might be something different, but I'm umming and ahhing that at the moment. So for the ones I've done so far, I brought in Sam Walsh. Yes, Sam Walsh. and Hugo Garcia, and Biggie Nguyen. Biggie Nguyen's probably the one I'm not so sure about at the moment. Took out Ollie Dempsey really for the fact of, his break even is okay, but he costs a bit more. He's not really going to make much more. Otherwise, I would have probably done Gallagher off. And who's the other one? Who's the other one? Pissed off. Oh, Dempsey, yeah. Oh, really? I'm really having a blank. Good God. Sums up my Supercoach season. Now I can't even remember who the third trade was. Let me go into the app. This is a shambles. This is a shambles. I've got to look who the other one was out. Riley Sanders. Sanders and McKercher. Sanders and McKercher are the ones that went out. Sanders and McKercher. Sanders, McKercher. Sanders, McKercher, and Dempsey were out for Garcia, Biggie Nguyen, and Sam Walsh. So, yeah, that's the moves I've done for now. So I'll tell you what my team consists of. So let me put the banner up for everyone to see. Better get that up. But yeah, as I said, it's the back line is basically unchanged for now. So again, as I said, not all the team doesn't always stay the same as I've got it, but here is the start of it. Let me get that banner off. Harry Sheasel, Nick Dacos, Elliot Yeo, James Sicily, Nasai Wangan, Malira, and Sam Closey. My bench is Toby Pink and Zach Reed. At this rate, he'll be back before I even get the chance to trade him out. But he's at that price where you don't really want to, you're not going to trade him, I feel, at this point. Same with Toby Pink. Toby Pink to a lesser degree because he's a bit, 146.8k, so he can gain maybe 30,000, 29,000 or so. Petrarca, Rosie, Tom Green, Sam Walsh, Roy Laird, Tuke Miller, Jeremy Sharp, and Darcy Wilson. Bench, Will Graham, Sean Manor, Hugo Garcia. Rucks, Rowan Marshall, and Brody Grundy. Bench, Cohen Livingston. And the forward line, we have Isaac Heaney, Sam Flanders, Charlie Cobden, Sam Darcy, Harvey Thomas, Harvey Gallagher. Bench, Alex Sexton, and Biggie Nguyen. Oh, yeah, that's also what I've done. You can't see in the screenshot, but I've swapped Harvey Gallagher around with Hugo Garcia. So Harvey Gallagher's gone to the midfield bench, and Garcia has gone onto the field in place of Harvey Gallagher, which is on your screen. All righty. So regardless, I still know how to do Supercoach, despite some people trying to be funny about it. But, it is what it is. So, yeah, look. So my final thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, are simply this. You want me on Cameo, head to cameo.com/Cooper G. Want me to roast a friend, wish someone happy birthday, anything at all, cameo.com/Cooper G. Smash the like button if you haven't already subscribed. If you haven't already, costs absolutely nothing to smash the like button. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, I don't know why. There's over 60% of you watching my videos as of a few weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, that haven't subscribed, that watch my videos. So please do so. If you haven't already, costs absolutely nothing. As I said, it will greatly mean a lot. There'll be some prize giveaways when we hit 3K. We're almost on 4K on Instagram. So AFL Info Live on Instagram. Go give that a follow as well if you have not already. I'll greatly appreciate it. There it is on the screen there for you. AFL Info Live on Instagram and Facebook. AFL Information, Trade Rumours and Results. Over 55k followers on the Facebook. Thank you all. And just to wrap things up too, if you know any AFL, AFLW players or any up-and-coming draftees or any stately players and you'll love some on my podcast and a goal kicking challenge or an interview, please send me a message and we'll try getting something sorted, more lined up. Some interviews I've done that I haven't posted yet. So stay tuned to that and some goal kicking challenges potentially and some other videos as well. And go check out the matchday vlog from the Bulldogs one if you haven't already. Thank you all. Recommend this channel to a friend who loves footy and get them on board and get them to like and subscribe and follow on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you very much. Most important thing of all to remember is go the Saints and, of course, acknowledge me, the one, and all aboard the Filippo train. Then, now, forever, together. Go Saints.